so good about it? I mean, it's heavy touring, people in front of you. You have to amuse them. You have to get involved. I mean, it can be tough, right? But you talking trash here.
I know you are. But let's face it, it's not a tour. It's a way of life when especially when I'm in the States. I mean, there's so much territory. I mean, there's so many places I haven't been, which is cool. I mean, I'm not looking to go new places at this point. But just imagine being able to work with Ray Brown, Stanley Turrentine, Ahmed Jamal, Ramsey, you name them. And if I haven't killed them, I've worked with them. Yeah. Count Basie to say, come on my stage, do the last half hour of my show. I mean, that was more or less brand new, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was having such fun doing it. I got to tell you that.
Sounds so good.
Yes. So from that standpoint, I've just been blessed. I did a Lincoln Center with the guy that he did some of my first charts with the Count Basie band, Frank Foster. And I was talking to him recently. This was, I think, in March of last year. And I said, Frank, how you doing? I said, I'm waiting on this music that he was supposed to send because I was leaving for Japan and I wanted to take the music with me to learn it. And he said, how you doing, Miss Personality? And I kind of stopped. I didn't quite understand it because, it was like, you are kidding, right? I mean, you do think I can sing, right? I mean, after all these years, you're not just called me Miss Personality. But it's an interesting way, I guess I kind of thought, well, maybe that's true. That the personality has been stronger than the voice. I don't know. Somebody can say some little something, especially somebody you respect, and you might have had that germ back there in the back of your head, like, how did you get this lucky, But,
do you have any regrets at all?
I want to say yes. There are some regrets, of course, but they're deeply personal, whatever they are, and there's the one thing I do know is that you can't do a doggone thing about yesterday. And, that's the bottom line to regrets,
Certainly we don't regret you having here. You're playing the Paradiso Club tomorrow. What sort of set are you going to play? Is it?
We generally do most of the music that's on the anthology. Yeah. And then, of course, I never know what I'm going to do. It's like...
Is that really true?
Yes.
Do you make it up every time?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I mean, I have a basic plan, of course. You can't go out on stage with 5 other people and they don't know what you're going to do, But in the middle of the, let's say the beginning of the next song, I'd like to talk to my audience. And a lot of times during the song, I like to make up stuff that, it's just wonderful to be out there and all of a sudden you get an idea. Ow! And you don't really know if it's going to work, So that means you have to use everything. You have to use your body. You have to hand, sign language, eyes, all just contact, So, yeah, I love that.
Are you actually thinking, or will you ever record an entire new album?
Oh, certainly. I'm working on it myself. Sure. Yeah, I don't want to get involved in the... I think that chest-pumping thing that says, well, I wonder if they're going to like this song. No. I'm doing, God willing, I'm doing a gospel album, but it's not just singing. It's my life's testimony. And as I'm telling the story, I am then singing the next song. So I said, my goodness, for almost 50 years, that's what you've been doing in a secular manner.
Yeah.
And then I took the jazz cruise. The first year, Joe Williams used to bug me to death with that, Don't be scared about things. You're going to get on. You're not even going to feel this. This ship is so big, it's like being in an apartment, Blah, 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 blah. So finally, when they called last time, I said, okay, I will take this cruise, If nothing else, just to shut Joe Williams up, because he was alive at the time. But, yes, I felt every bit. Every time a shrimp went by that boat, I felt it, okay? But meanwhile, they did ask me if I would do an hour gospel show. And well, okay, And the reaction was so immediate. And the people were so, there was, I don't know if you've been in like a Baptist church or churches where people give their testimony about what they think God did for them in their lives. That's what was going on. My husband, who was teaching Sunday school at the time, after the set, he said, well, I'm not sure I don't know who God called to do this work. Maybe it's you. I said, is that unbelievable? Unbelievable. It was almost, when I was a little girl, I played piano and sang in church. And it scared me constantly because my grandmother would scream, And people in the church would just scream, And my poor little leg was shaking on oh, God. So I never thought that I would do it as a professional,
But now you will.
Yes.
That's good news.
Yes. So between that and I'm trying to put my memoirs together before the Lord calls me home, I said, no, I want to do that one thing. I want to write the memoirs.
Are you busy? Are you doing that already?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and hiding them.
Are you afraid of it?
Well, I don't go back. I don't go back and reread. But, these little things, I'm married 3 times. Although, this is, you ain't lying either. But I'm married now 26 years to husband number 3. And I don't want him to read about husband number 1 and husband number 2. So I hide it a little.
It's going to be out sometime.
Yeah, I know.
But when do you plan all these things? When is the record coming out? And when you
as far as the recording is concerned, I'm writing that. That has to be written out when I go in the studio. And we had sort of kind of planned to go in with Buddy Montgomery, who is the remaining Montgomery brother. And Buddy had a slight stroke. And so at this point, the band that I use most of the time when I'm in the United States, we've been kind of talking to see, because Bill Cunliffe, it wasn't going to be originally with Dave Hazeltine. And Dave is on the East Coast, and the other guys are on the West Coast. So, it's kind of like getting the time, getting the studio time, because you also, how I would like to do it is to put down whatever I have there in the studio, let that stay in the can, and then when I get some more money, I'll come back and do some more,
Good.
That's the best way I can describe it.
And the book? It's still a writing process? Do you have any plans of when to put it out? Do you have a publisher yet?
As of now, I have a couple of situations. One through the university, and the other, actually, the young lady that I first spoke with lives here.
In Amsterdam?
In Amsterdam. But she's no longer with the company that she was with. And I changed computers, and I'm so technologically stupid. I didn't know I had to take the stuff out of the old computer and pass it on to the new, so I haven't been able to find her yet. But I'm hoping that perhaps while I'm here, I'll be able to get in touch with her. So, only because she was going to introduce me to another, what do you call it, publisher. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we have to wrap this up. We've been talking for half an hour. Yeah, but you wanna
No,
you wanna go upstairs?
Just kidding, baby, just kidding.
Thanks so much for your time, and we hope you'll be back. Are you going to be back?
I hope so.
Because this tour is through Europe first, and then the States, and then writing, and okay, I get it.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. And after all, I've got a new great-grandson and a new great-granddaughter. So I got to have some time to smack them around.
Well, enjoy the smacking then. Thank you very much.
God bless. Thank you.